Then Asha, Sai Krupali, Vaishali. All right, all of you. Hi, good afternoon. Balu, Bhavneshwar, Chanchal, Vadir, all of you. Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to the session. Just give it a few more minutes for all the students, all our learners to log in. Doing well, Harpreet. I hope you're also fine. Hi, good afternoon, Pooja, Mahi, Sipra. You're welcome. Mukesh, Mani. Gauri Jagtap, sorry. Gurudas Dali. I'm calling out all the names who are pro learners. I'll send you the link. Just log in and you can speak to me in the live class. Welcome, Himanshu. Namita. Sangeeta Joshi. Yes, I'm sending you the invite. Renuka, I'm sending you the invite as well. Renuka Dabulapalli. Hi, Safna. Mohammed, Magdum Alam, Abhay, Prem Sagar. All of you, welcome to the class. Aditya. Okay, lots of them logging in. Good. Okay. Let's just try one more minute and we can get started. Sangeeta, you're here. Hi. Chandan Kumar Yadav, I'm sending you the link. Please log in. Similarly, Ajmol Hussain. There is a student with the name AKD House. Hi, but what's your name? If you could give me your original name, it's easier to call you that way than calling you AKD House.
Ma'am, my name is Kumkum Datta.
Kumkum. Hi, Kumkum.
Hi, ma'am.
Call you Kumkum. Yeah, because I saw AKD House and it's difficult to call you that. Right. Okay. Right. We'll have some more of them join here. Nimisha, hi, good to see you. Nice to I'm doing well. I hope you're also fine. Anil Kumar is here. Chandan is here.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hi, good afternoon. Yes, we could get started. Right. So yes, good afternoon to all of you here. Good to see so many of you logging, and it's beautiful to see that I do have a good rush, a good traffic on the Zoom live session as well. So it's nice. I get to talk to all of you, and it's going to be a very engaging session. So yes, for students who are not pro learners and who are on the chat, all that you have to do is if you have a question or you want to answer, a question that's being questions and answers there. All right. So let's get started. We'll start our session on the summer students logging in. Right. Okay. So today's session is pretty much on opposites, or we call it in English antonyms, right? Antonyms means opposite. Just like when I say happy, the opposite of say happy is sad. Similarly, so when I say the antonym is the opposite. The antonym of being happy is sad. Okay. So we'll be looking at some not so very simple direct words. We'll be looking at some little advanced level vocabulary. So it's a great way to improve your vocabulary, understand new meanings, new words, and also learn their antonyms. So we'll start with Ajmol Hussain. Ajmol, can you please unmute? Okay, I'm not hearing from you, Ajmol. You'll have to unmute yourself. Yeah, I'm not hearing from Ajmol, so I'm moving on to Kumkum. Kumkum, are you there? Okay, students who are on the prologue. Yes, okay. So students who are, who have logged in and want to speak to me, when I call out your name, please make a, please unmute yourself and respond, all right? Okay, so we'll start with you, Kumkum. What we're going to do today, like I said, we're going to learn some words which are opposites or antonyms. Okay, so I'm going to show a word and then you'll have two answer choices. One of them is the answer choice. What I want you to do is when I show it to you, read only the word that is there in the question. It will be a long sentence. You don't have to read the whole sentence. Only read that one word, which is the antonym, and pick those two sentences. Okay, pick the correct choice from the two sentences. All right?
All right.
Okay, so here's your first question. Yeah, so you have the word there, minor. That's the word. Can you read the two choices? Kumkum, can you please? Yeah.
Ma'am?
Yes. Kumkum, please read.
Ma'am, I chose the correct, but
Okay,
I cannot see.
Okay, so what are the words? What did you choose? Okay, I can't hear.
Understand.
Okay, yes. Okay, so again, I'm going to repeat this again for all the students here. So the word over there is minor. You have to find the opposite or the antonym of the word minor. And the two answer choices were insignificant and primary. So let's first look at meanings of these words. What is minor? Kumkum, do you know what is minor? You must have heard that.
No, ma'am.
Okay,
I do not know.
Sure. Let's say when you were cooking and you had a small cut on your finger. Okay, a small cut. So is it a big problem or a small cut?
Small.
Small. So it's a minor injury, right?
Okay.
It's a minor injury, no problem. It will just small cut, 2 days, it will hurt and you will be fine. So it's a minor, something very small. Similarly, let's look at the word insignificant, the first word over there. Insignificant, again, something which doesn't have any importance. Okay, when I say the word insignificant, just like minor, something which is not very important is insignificant. Okay, however, let's look at the second choice, which says primary. Primary is something which is very important, the basic. Okay, like for example, when you are learning, when you are coming online for an online class, you need to have a good internet connection. Without good internet connection, you cannot, attend these classes, right? So the primary important thing that you need to have for online classes are, a good internet connection. So minor means something which is not very important, and primary is the basic, something which is very important. All right, did you follow that, Kumkum, and the rest of the class?
Yes.
All right, so let me quickly look at students on the chat. Lots of students logging in, so welcome to the session. And Hassan and Mukesh, Meena, all of you are welcome to the class. Okay, we'll continue with Anil Kumar. Anil Kumar, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Here's your question. Please read.
Use the correct antonym of cognitive.
Okay. And what are the two words?
Cognitive,
Please read.
Didn't see.
Okay, the first word was meditated, and the second one is instinctive. Okay, let's understand the meanings of all these new words, right?
Okay.
Cognitive. Cognitive is when you are using your mind, your brain to learn something, right? So cognitive always is about your mind and your brain. Okay, only when perhaps when you're learning something, when you're doing something, you need to use your mind and brain, which is why it's cognitive, something that you need to understand. Similarly, the word instinctive. Instinctive is there are times even without really understanding that you can guess something is about to happen. For example, sometimes when you wake up in the morning, you know that it might rain in the evening. Just like that, you have that feeling, that gut feeling, right? That's an instinctive feeling. Now let's look at the word meditation. Meditated is normally used when you don't have any, don't really think about it. You just want to have it a peace in a mind where you're not supposed to think. When you meditate, people tell you to have a blank mind, not to really think about all your problems, right? So that's to be meditated. So here we have two new words. One is cognitive, which means you're thinking about something very similar to instinctive. And this one is meditated, which means you're not really thinking too much about it. Okay, right. Did you follow that, Anil, and the rest of the class? Yeah, Anil, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, right. I do see Mukesh Meena trying to log in and then she gets logged off. Mukesh, are you in and out of class? Try and see if you can, balance your internet. Right, let's move on to Gauri Jagtap.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Gauri. So here's your question. Yeah, please read that word.
Labor.
Very good. And what are the two choices?
Rest.
And the second word?
Exertion.
Exertion. Good. Okay. So what is labor?
काम करने वाले.
Okay, to do a lot of work. Please speak in English. Yeah, so to do a lot of work. Let's say if I give you two big bags and I ask you to climb from ground floor to the third floor, it's very difficult for you to climb up, right? With these two big bags and you have to climb up, then it's a lot of labor. It's a laborious work because you need to have physical strength to do it, right? So that is labor. Similarly, let's look at the word exertion. Okay, when do you feel exerted? Gauri, let's imagine again, I'm giving you two big bags and I ask you to climb up the stairs. Will you feel tired?
Yes.
Yes, right? Because a lot of physical work. So you're exerting yourself because two big bags and you have to climb up the stairs. So you have to exert yourself. There's a lot of exertion. Now let's look at the third word. Okay, the answer choice number one. The word is rest. What do I mean by rest? You must have heard that word, right? Rest.
Yes.
What is rest? No? Do you do any work in resting?
No, I don't
When you
know.
say yes, when I say I want to rest, that means I'm not going to do any work. I'm going to just sit down or just lie down for some time. That is resting. So labor and exertion is when you're doing a lot of work, a lot of physical activity, a lot of physical work. And rest is when you're not doing anything, you're just going to sit back and relax. So that's the opposite of labor. All right. So I'm looking at some questions on the chat. Rohini, cognitive, yes, process of understanding. Good one, Rohini. Let's look at other students. A lot of students logging in. So yes, welcome to the class. All right, we're continuing. Yes, Gauri, you can be on mute. Let's continue with Himanshu.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Please do this.
Scorch, drench.
Good. Sorry?
Drench.
Drench. Okay. Can you read the first choice as well?
Yeah, scorch meaning burn something, but not completely burn, only superficial burn. And shear
Okay.
also defines same thing.
It's not sheer. I was waiting for your pronunciation. It
Seer,
is
yeah,
seer.
seer,
Okay.
seer, yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And seer also
Seer
defines
also.
same thing, a superficial one. Like
Hmm.
I shear my lips with a hot cup of tea.
Okay, when you're drinking coffee. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, right. So scorch, especially in summer season, when the sun is nice and hot at 12 o'clock, if you try going outside, it's so hot, right? You will be burned. It's like scorching heat. During summertime, we can't step out in the afternoon because the sun is nice and hot and it's blazing at us. So it's scorching heat. You can feel that heat. Similarly, the word sear, mostly when you're cooking, especially if it's meat, the certain style of cooking, just sear the meat. You just put it on the hot pan, you let it cook that way. That's sear. Now let's look at drench. What is drench, Himanshu?
Make someone completely wet.
Wet. Let's say if it's a rainy season and you go out without your umbrella, what will happen to you?
I will be drenched.
Very nice. Yes, when it's a heavy rain outside, and you don't have an umbrella, then you're going to be drenched. You're completely wet, right? That's drenched. So the opposite of something that is so hot like a summer heat is scorching, and the opposite of that is to get wet in the rain or get wet out, however, by water. So that is drench. Okay, very nicely said, Himanshu. Let's look at students on the chat. Anupama, ma'am, I want to speak to your class. What do I do? Anupama, and for students who are unable to speak to me, who are not pro learners, you have to subscribe yourself, get yourself subscribed as a pro learner, and then you can speak to me in these live sessions. Okay, and I think you can even subscribe using my coupon code and you might get a discount, so you can try subscribing that way. All right. Okay, there's a student asking what's the subject. Yes, we're looking at antonyms or opposites. Okay, Rohini, cease, work, rest. What's that? To stop, rest. Okay. Again, looking at the chat. Students who are logging in, welcome to the class. We're looking at antonyms or words that have opposites. All right. So let's continue with Manu 64407. Manu, are you there? Okay, I don't hear from Manu. How about Rajgopal R? Rajgopal, are you there? Don't hear from you too. How about Raji?
Yes, ma'am. I'm here.
Raji, hi. Let's
Yeah.
continue with you. Here's your question. Please pick the correct antonym. Yeah, go on.
Interminable. Bounded.
Okay. So what is interminable?
Which we cannot. Which we can't break.
Okay, not in terms of break. It's something which does not stop.
Okay.
It's not really break. It's something that goes on and on and on. Right? That's interminable.
Okay.
How about ceaseless?
Like the contract is interminable.
Perfect. Right. Yeah. When you have certain contract, you have to serve that certain contract. If there's a contract for a period of time, you have to finish that, right? So
Yeah.
yes. Okay. What is ceaseless?
See, it's something ceaseless. I'm not getting exact one.
Okay.
Ceaseless.
Yes. Ceaseless also is an extent when you cannot stop something.
Okay.
Yes.
And
Something
next-
which cannot be stopped. It's going on and on for a longer period of time. That's interminable or ceaseless. However, bounded. What is bounded?
Bounded. Bounded. It's bounded. Compulsory. Can I say?
No, bounded is more so with you're trying to put that in a specific period of time. You can't stop it. Something
Okay.
like interminable or ceaseless cannot be stopped. Bounded has some sort of a boundary. There is some sort of an end to it.
We can use like you are bound to finish this during this time.
Yes, which means you have to finish it, sort of, right?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am.
Let's look here.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Himanshu, yeah, ma'am.
Yes. Continue, Himanshu. I can hear you.
Enforced and bounded defined same thing.
Enforce is when you're telling them compulsorily, right? Like a mandatory.
Okay.
Bounded here, you could be bounded by the family. It means you have a certain limitation. You're controlled. There is some. It's not something which goes on and on. There is a specific boundary for it.
Ma'am,
Right?
is it related to one bounded labors?
No, that's bonded labor, not bounded.
Oh, so there also term comes bounded. Means they are controlled by someone.
Bonded. Okay, you don't say they're bond on a bond. BOND. There,
Bound.
that's it. Yeah, that's again for a specific period of time. Bonded.
Okay.
Okay. I'm looking at Saida's answer. She's given the answer for drenched. My daughter was drenched in rain. Okay, good. Good answer, Saida. Himanshu is within limit. Okay. Right. Lots of others logging in. Good. Okay, good. Let's continue. I'm moving on to the next question. We'll move to Renu Sharma. Renu Sharma, are you there?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes. Hi. Hello. Let's continue. Here's your question. Yeah. Please read. Yeah. Read that. Renu. Renu, are you there?
मैम मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रही है.
Okay. There's a lot of background noise. I can't hear you. I can't hear Renu. We'll continue with maybe Rupa Bhaumik.
Yes, ma'am.
Rupa, yes, please read that for us. The answer is also already given, but never
Yes,
mind.
ma'am.
Please read it. Yeah.
Ma'am, weekend. Answer is
Weekend.
Gloucester. Yes, ma'am. Answer is Gloucester. Gloucester
Not
means ma'am strength.
Gloucester.
Gloucester.
It's not Gloucester. No, it's bolster.
Okay, ma'am. Bolster is the
Bolster.
strength. Means strength, ma'am.
Strength. Okay, what is the second word there?
Ma'am, enfeeble. Enfeeble. Enfeeble means,
Enfeeble.
yes, ma'am. Enfeeble means, ma'am. Enfeeble means weakened, ma'am. Weakest person is we call that.
Yes.
Weakest.
So weaken or weak is very similar to being enfeeble, where you don't have enough strength, you're weak, not capable of something. So all of that is weaken, enfeeble, similar meaning. Now let's look at the word bolster. What is bolster again, Rupa?
Ma'am, strength. Ma'am, strength.
Strength. Yes, not
Yes.
strain. Please watch your pronunciation. The pronunciation is strength. Okay.
Strength.
Strength is when you have that capability of doing something, right? That's to bolster. You're able to push yourself forward to get something done. Okay, right. Samanyu, I noticed on the chat, you say you can't see the comment, but you're able to type it. I'm not sure how that is possible. Maybe you can try refreshing or log out and log in, then you should be able to see. All right, Samanyu?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, who's this?
Himanshu here, ma'am.
Yeah, Himanshu.
Ma'am, bolster to can we say to encourage someone?
Yes. So let's say you have a friend who does not want to do something, but you think he's good at it, he should do it. Then all your words of encouragement bolstered him to go ahead and do that specific thing. Okay. So it's sort of like you're giving him that push.
Okay. And ma'am,
Okay.
there is also a pillow, bolster pillow.
Pillow?
Yeah, ma'am, pillow.
Okay, those are the ones, those long ones, right? The Indian, yes, bolsters. Yes.
Okay.
Right. Yes, the long cylindrical ones, right? We find it very often in our Indian divan, right?
Yeah,
Divan set. Yes. Okay. Good. Thank you, Himanshu. Right. Let's move on. I'll pick Sangeeta Joshi.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Sangeeta. Let's continue. Here's your question. Yeah, please read. Read the word in the question first. Yeah.
Chide.
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 And what are the two answer choices?
First.
Read the word, please.
Praise.
Praise. And the second one?
Second one.
Chastise.
Chastise.
Okay, so you have three new words. One is chide, that's the word in the question, and the two answer choices are praise and chastise. Okay, let's discuss chide. What is chide? Have you heard of that before? Okay, so if the child does something naughty, you scold him, right? Do you say good things to him or do you scold him?
Okay. Someone naughty.
Yeah, if there's a little child in your house, a little boy or a girl in your house who's, let's say, scribbled on the wall,
Okay.
will you say good thing or will you give him one and say, no, you're not supposed to do this? Are you there? I'm
Yes,
not able
ma'am.
to hear you. Sangeeta, please respond. Yes. So I was asking you, if there was a child in the house and if the child did something naughty in the house, will you say good things or will you yell at him? Will you scold him? Okay, I can't hear Sangeeta. You're not responding. So yes, if a child or somebody does something naughty, you will scold the child, right? So you will chastise or you will chide the child. CHIDE is chide. When you
Chide.
scold or when you punish the child, right? If the children in the house do something very naughty, you don't say good things. You give them nice one thapad and then you yell at them saying, why did you do such a thing, right? So when you're screaming and you're scolding them because you're telling them what they did was wrong, you're trying to correct them, then you chastise, you punish them. Let's say you tell them no TV today or go stand in the corner for 10 minutes. All of that is punishment, right? Then you chide them or chastise them. Right. Now let's look at the word praise. What is praise?
Praise. Peaceful. Yeah.
Peaceful? No. Let's say if the child in the house sings very well.
Discipline. Many people.
No. Let me explain. So let's say there was a child in the house who sings very well. Will you say good things to the child or bad things to the child?
Bad things to child.
Why? He's singing very well. Let's say the child is singing very well. Then you would
Good,
say
ma'am.
very good. Good job.
Very good,
Yes,
ma'am.
you will say very good. Good job. Keep singing. Beautiful singing, right? Then
Yes,
you
ma'am.
praise him. You're saying good things to the child. Then you're praising him. Just the opposite of screaming and scolding at the child is to praise the child. Okay?
Praise. Okay.
Yes. All right. You're saying something good. You're acknowledging that talent, or encouraging the child. All of that is to praise. All right. Let's continue. Sangeeta, you can be on mute. Let's move on to Shivani.
Yeah, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Hi. Good afternoon. Here's your question. Yes. Please read.
Impaired.
Impaired. Yes. Read the two choices, please. It's okay even if you don't know the answer.
Yeah, ma'am.
Please read those two choices.
Sorry, ma'am. I can't able to hear you. Can you?
Yeah. Please read the two answer choices.
First one is diminish,
Mm-hmm.
and second one is mend.
Mend. Okay, good. So you have impair as the word in the question, then you have diminish and mend. So let's discuss impair. What is impair?
Impair means we are connecting with two things. We are separating two things.
No.
Impair.
Let me give you an example. Let's say if you are, always going to listen to loud music, what will happen to your ears? If you're going to listen to loud music all the time,
That is very
soon
uneasy. We don't like.
Yeah, your ears will begin to stop working, right? There'll be some problem with the ears.
Yeah,
There's going to be loud noise all the time. Then soon your hearing will be impaired, which means slowly there'll be some ear problems. Your hearing will reduce. You will not be able to hear, right? So that is impair. Similarly, diminish.
Impair, right?
Yes. What about diminish? Diminish also is very similar.
Diminish means I think something
Yeah,
storing. I mean,
No, let's say the price of
Restoring.
onions were 100 rupees yesterday and today it is 80 rupees. So what happened? The prices have reduced, right? The price of onion yesterday was 800 rupees. Today is 80 rupees. So the prices have reduced. Am I right?
decreasing. Yeah, right.
Yeah, so it has diminished. The price has come down. Diminish and impair. Impair means something, like I said, your hearing will impair, which means some problem with the hearing. Similarly, diminish is to reduce, to come down. Now let's look at the word mend, which is the opposite of impair. Mend is, let's say you have a shoe and the shoelace broke. You can still use the shoe. If I buy a new shoelace or if I get it stitched from the cobbler, you can still repair and use the shoe, right? That is to mend. So
Yes,
basically,
ma'am. So
diminish-
impair is also used for when we listening high music.
Not
In
okay.
that
No.
time, or diminish is always in with price.
No, exactly. Let me get to that. So I gave you this example just for you to follow this new languages, to give you an example to how to use it. It need not always only be for prices. Let's say the corona cases. Let's say last month we had 100 cases and this month we only have 10 cases. That means the cases have diminished, have reduced, right? So now I'm not talking about price, I'm talking about corona cases. So it's not only for price or not only for hearing. Please remember that. Okay, good question.
Ma'am,
Right. So ideally, the meaning as such, impair is when there is some kind of a difficulty in that functionality of something, and diminish means reduce, and mend is when you fix something, you can still repair it. All right.
Yeah,
Ma'am,
excuse me.
Okay. Yes.
Excuse
Who's
me,
this?
ma'am.
Yes. What?
Yeah,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Can we use mend like for improving? You need to focus on mending your relationship, mend instead of
Yes.
improving.
Yes. So it means you have to work on that, right? Yes. Sort of like fix it. Good. Okay. I just see Rohini says chastise to punish someone. Correct. Others have logged in,
Excuse me,
right?
ma'am.
Okay. Yes. Go on. Who's this? Is one more voice I can
Yeah,
hear.
ma'am. Himanshu here, ma'am. So, ma'am,
Go on.
destroy is not appropriate definition of diminish.
Destroy. Okay, let's say after there was a hurricane, it destroyed the tree, which means the tree was torn apart. Okay, that is
Okay.
destroy when completely you break something. Especially when there's a rain or an earthquake or something like that, it will destroy anything on its way, right? But diminish is when you reduce something.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, like the example where we discussed two examples, the price of the vegetables. Yesterday was so much, today is lesser than that, so you say it's diminished. Or the case of corona, yesterday was so much, today it's come down, so it's diminished. Okay, so when something reduces. Right, okay, good questions there. Let's continue with Shivani. Shivani,
Yes, ma'am.
yes, hi. So
Yeah, ma'am.
here's your question. Yeah, please read.
Compete. Compete. I think.
Read the two answer
I think
choices.
clash. No.
What are the two words?
I chose clash. Compete.
fine.
That means. Yeah. Compete means, I think, competition. Compete with someone. Compete with something. Right.
Exactly,
So,
right? So if there's a cricket match between India and Australia, they are both competing in that game of cricket, right? They are in a
Right.
competition. They're going to play against each other. That is to compete. Similarly, the word clash. Clash is, let's say you and I have very different ideas. We cannot work together, which means our ideas clash. There's nothing that we can work together, right? So it's sort of like compete and clash over here. Yes, in the same sense, they are both are against. Now let's look at the word assist. Assist. Can you read that word? Number 2, assist.
Assist. I told previously assist, right?
Assist.
But
yes. Yeah. What is assist? What's the meaning of assist? You must have heard that, right?
Assist. Yeah, of course. Assist is we are working with someone. We are working with someone. We're working together for one goal and all. So we are assisting someone.
So when you're assisting someone, what are you doing? Are you not helping them or helping them?
Helping them.
Very good. So you're helping them or you are supporting them, right? That is
Right.
assisting someone. Assist basically means you're supporting someone, trying to, be with them, encourage them or assist them, help them. All these are various synonyms for assist. Right. So compete is when there is, you're having something against each other. Like it can be a game of cricket or something else where you're against each other. That's to compete. Clash is again, you're completely against. You cannot work with them or you cannot do certain things together. That is clash. And assist is just the opposite, where you're always going to be there for that person. You're going to help them, support them, assist them. Okay. Yes.
Right, ma'am.
Is it synonym for clash? Discrepancy?
Discrepancy, yes. When we both cannot, let's say I have certain ideas, you have certain ideas, and it's discrepant in the sense that, yes, our ideas don't meet each other, right? There's no common point. So that's why there's a clash or discrepancy.
So
Okay?
discrepancy.
Sometimes discrepancy is also used when, let's say I've given you a document and I tell you, it's about some financial document. All right. Just imagine I've given you a financial document and I tell you the company had a lot of, sales or a lot of expenses. So which is why, we used all the amounts of all the money that we had. But when you look at the report, you see that no, none of this is true. There is something which is not true. That can be also discrepancy because you feel the accounting was not right. So there's some discrepancy there.
Okay, so we can use there is discrepancy in the counting of government officials and hospital staff.
Well, then what are you trying to? Okay, so you're saying there's discrepancy in the COVID staff. What is it that you're trying to convey? What kind of a meaning is that?
Like
what are you trying to?
Numbers of death. Like there is discrepancy in the counting of.
Yes, then you should say, there is discrepancy in the deaths related to COVID. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, not hospital staff. Then you're talking about the staff doing something wrong. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
That's exactly why. So you have to watch out. The meaning changes. Watch out very carefully when you're saying it. Okay.
Yeah, true.
Okay, good. Any other question, class? Students logging in on the session now. Welcome. And Mukesh and Hemlata, I'm sending you all the link. Please log in. Right. Any other questions, class? Shall we move on? Okay, I'm moving on to the next question. I'm also looking at a quick look at the chat. Okay, students who have logged in here, good. Right, let's continue with, there's a student who's logged in from a mobile, 8308. Who's that? 8308.
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Yes. Hi, good afternoon. What's your name?
Ma'am, Asha. My name is
Asha. Yes. Okay, Asha. I'm sending you, showing you the next question. Yeah, please answer this.
Scatter.
Scatter.
I don't know how to answer. I think
fine.
this year, disperse. Second one, last second one.
Second one, disperse. And what's the first word? Can you try reading the first word?
Congregate.
Good. Okay, so we have three words there. Scatter in the question, then you have congregate and disperse, right? Scatter. Let's look at the word scatter first. A good example is when you go to a small kid's room, if the kid was playing in that room, do you think everything will be kept clean, or when they're playing, they throw things everywhere, right?
Yes.
The toys are in one, the toys are here, the colors are there, clothes, books, everything thrown around. That is scattered. Everything thrown here and there, right? That is scatter.
Yes.
Or if you go to a bachelor, right? They normally say boys, they don't keep their rooms clean. They throw all their things around. All that is scatter, right? That is scatter. You keep things here and there. Similarly, disperse also means things are not in one place, just here and there. Okay, kept here and there. Maybe another example is when the coronavirus first came out, it was dispersed, not throughout our country. It was first in a few cities here and there, then now it's all over, right? So first when it came, it was dispersed, not everywhere. Now let's look at the word congregate. Congregate is when everything is put together, right? They are together. That is congregate. Especially you might hear when, many nations, many countries get together for some kind of a global meet, then there's a congregation of these nations, which means a lot of these countries get together and they discuss. Okay, so we have congregate, which is to be together, and scatter disperses all over here and there. All right. Okay, thank you, Asha. Let me have a quick look at the students on the chat. Okay. Mukesh is, I'm not sure what happened to Mukesh, is in and out. Anyhow, I'll continue with Ajmol. Ajmol Hussain.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we'll continue with you. Here's your question. Yeah, please read. Please read the word in the question first.
Prolong.
Prolong. And what are the two answer choices?
First one, shorten.
Yeah, I first asked you to read the two choices. What are the two words? Shorten and elongate.
Elongate.
Okay, let's discuss these words. The first word is prolong, and you have shorten and elongate. What is prolong? Have you heard of that? Okay, let's say, our classes are for 1 hour. But if I take the class for 1 hour, 30 minutes, then it's longer than usual, right? So it's prolonged. I'm stretching the class instead of 1 hour. I'm spending more time. So something which has more time, takes more time than usual, is prolonged. Okay. Similarly, let's look at the word elongate. Okay, if I am playing with the clay, okay, I keep rubbing it and I stretch it, it becomes longer, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm elongating it. If you take an elastic and you keep pulling it, it gets longer. It's elongated. It kind of gets longer. Now, what is the opposite of long?
Short, ma'am.
Short. Shortened. Let's say my class is for 1 hour, but if I am going to finish the class in 20 minutes, then I have shortened the class. Instead of 60 minutes, I've shortened the class to 20 minutes. It means lesser. Okay? Right. So you have prolonged and elongated, pretty much meaning something was longer than usual, and shorten is to reduce the time. Okay, good. You can be on mute, Ajmol. Let me quickly look at students on the chat. Okay, a lot of you logging in. Okay, there's Maya has given an answer. A lot of people congregated to attend the grand wedding. Okay, right. Okay, let's continue. We'll, how about Chandan Kumar? Chandan Kumar Yadav.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Chandan. So here's your question. Yeah, can you please read that?
Conservative.
Read the question, the word in the question, please.
Conservative or
conservative, yes. We
yeah,
can't hear you.
Yeah.
Can you speak closer to your mic?
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you now. Yes, please read the question and the answer choices.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Choose the correct antonym of conservative. Conservative meaning.
No, don't worry about the meaning. I only asked you to read the two choices. Can you read the two words for us, please?
Yeah, first choice is orthodox.
Okay, and the second word?
Yes, second choice is extremist.
Extremist. Okay, let's discuss these words. What is conservative? You were just starting to say. Yes, please go on. What do you understand from conservative?
Yeah, when people think like primitive type thinking.
Primitive. Okay, right. Maybe you can give an example?
Oh, when anybody think like yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so like how Chandan beautifully said, primitive kind of thinking. Let's say some people believe that, for example, women should not work. Let's take that for an example, right? Some people think, no, women should not work. They should only be in the house. They should not attend schools. They should not go to college. They should not work. They have to sit in the house. So that kind of thinking is conservative, right? Like you said, primitive thinking where they think certain, as the world progresses, even our thoughts have to change, right? But if people still believe in that kind of thinking, that kind of belief, then they are conservative in their thought, or they are even orthodox. Like this word, the first answer choice, the pronunciation is orthodox, wherein you believe in certain kind of, you have a strong belief, and sometimes that might not be always right. That is being orthodox, being conservative. Okay, let's now look at extremist. What is an extremist?
Oh yeah, extremist. I think the meaning when extreme type of thinking. To think. I heard the word left extreme, right extreme. Yeah, extreme. Yeah, to end. Yeah, if almost positive thinking.
Need not always be positive. We do
either almost positive, yeah, feel fully negative.
Okay. Yeah, like you said,
both extreme position.
Yeah, it can be the either extremes, right? Like for example, the extremist, if there is a suicide bomber, even he has an extremist kind of belief, right? He can, as a suicide bomber, he'll go killing people around, innocent people around, just because of the certain belief that they have. So he's also an extremist. He's taking his own life at the cost of a belief that he has, right? That is being extremist, being at the other end. So we have, I'm looking at some answers on the chat. Harpreet says, like traditionally, I think she was referring to conservative and orthodox. That's right. Maya says, extreme, just one moment, please. I will give you a chance. Extremists follow different paths from liberals, right? They don't have, because of the belief is so strong, they'll go to any extent to get that belief right. Okay. Priya Mishra, you're asking for the next question. We'll discuss this and come back. I'll show you the next question. Arunit says broad-minded. Sometimes, yes, extremist, yes, but sometimes it can work against you. Right. There was a student on the chat on the call who wanted to speak. Yes, who was that?
Yeah, ma'am, Himanshu here.
Yeah, Himanshu.
Ma'am, so extremist is the right antonym of conservative.
Yes, you can be liberal, you can be moderate, and yes, to some extent even extremist, because you believe in certain things, right? So instead of having that conservative view, you will be an extremist. Let's look at, forget views. Let's take our spending habits. Okay, there are people who are happy with spending just say 200 rupees on their shoes, even though they might have a lot of money, but they think they don't want to spend too much on a shoe, right? That's a conservative way of thinking. They're very conservative when it comes to spending money. So they're going to only spend about 200 to 500 rupees on your shoe. But an extremist wouldn't mind spending a few thousand, because they just want to, that's okay. They feel you have to walk comfortably. So it's good enough to spend a little more on a good pair of shoe. Okay, so even on a spending habit, you can use this. Okay,
ma'am, so we can say, ma'am Rupa, ma'am, we can say person who holds the extreme views. We can say like that.
Yes,
extreme view.
If you take it in the literal sense, say somebody who has an extreme viewpoint. Yes. Okay. Right. Anybody else? Okay, I'm moving on. Since I'm not hearing, let's look at who I can call. Deepak Nikam. I'm only looking at students who didn't get a chance. So yes, Deepak. Deepak Nikam, are you there? I don't hear from you. How about Maya? Maya, yeah, you're there. Right. So here's your question. Yeah. Okay.
And wavering.
Determined and wavering. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please read it. Can you speak a little closer to your mic? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Wavering is the antonym for dodged.
Yeah. Okay, let's work reverse. What is wavering? You must have heard that word before, right?
Ma'am, it is written on the screen, trembling.
Okay, you're saying trembling. Okay. Any other? Let's say my mind is wavering. I'm going to give you a sentence. My mind is wavering. What do I mean by that?
My mind
Yes, my mind is wavering.
is not stable.
Not stable. Perfect, right? You're not able to make up a decision. You're not able to take a call. You're not able to make a decision, right? That is wavering. How about when I say I am determined to do this thing?
Yes, ma'am. I have decided it.
Very
and I
good.
will do it.
Yes, I
I'm
will.
determined to do it. Yes.
Very good. You have that motivation. You have that that drive within you. That's exactly dogged and determined is when you have that drive, that determination, that energy to do something, right? Which is just the opposite of wavering. When you're not really stable, you're not able to make that decision. You're like 50-50 here and there. That's wavering versus determined. Okay, very nicely said,
Ma'am,
Maya.
how will we use this word, ma'am? Dodged. How can we use it, ma'am?
Yes, in a sentence, let's say I have to, finish my assignments. I'm dogged that I'm going to finish it tonight, which means I will sit and finish my assignment today.
I am set. We can see I am set. I'm dodged. Is it
Yes,
same?
I'm dogged to finish this assignment by tonight.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. Okay, we have a student who's a little impatient, Priya Mishra. Priya, the thing we discuss these in detail so that all of us are, have the answers and it's clear. Okay, please, thanks for your patience. Right, I see Chetan logging in. Yeah, Chetan is here. Okay, let's look at our next student. Sambhaji Pawar. Sambhaji Pawar, yes. Are you there? Hi, yeah. Here's your question.
Opponent, rival. Sorry.
Is rival. Okay. And what about the first word? What's the first word in the answer choice there?
Sponsor.
Read that word. You didn't read that.
Opponent.
Opponent. And what is the first answer choice there? You didn't read that. Sponsor.
Sponsor.
Yeah, like I said, I think you got confused. We were looking at the opposite meaning, okay, not the synonyms. Opposite is antonym. You're looking at a word and the opposite of that word, okay? So here the word was opponent, and you had two answer choices, sponsor and rival. Okay, let's discuss opponent. What is opponent?
Opponent means if we see cricket match,
yes, cricket match, of course.
Two countries playing cricket. One is host and other is opponent.
Okay, so if it is India versus Australia, then the opponents are India's opponent player is Australia. Who are we playing against, right? That's an opponent.
Against.
Huh? Against, yes. Who are we going to play against? So that person or that country, whatever is the sport, we refer to that person or that team will be the opponent. Now let's look at rival. What is rival again?
Rival means opponent.
Somebody with whom that you don't get, it's something like an enemy, something that you don't get along with. That is a person who's your rival. Now let's look at the first answer choice, sponsor. So for example, if you look at a cricket match, a match is always sponsored by Pepsi, Coca-Cola, all other companies, right? Yes. So when they sponsor, what are they doing? Let's say Pepsi is sponsoring the Indian cricket team. What do I mean by sponsor? What is Pepsi doing to the team? Anybody wants to answer that question? My sentence was
sponsorship.
Yes, Himanshu, but what do I mean by sponsor? When I say Pepsi is sponsoring the Indian cricket team, what are they doing? When they sponsor, what do they do to the team?
Ma'am, support.
It's excellent. They support them.
And like godfather or godmother. It's
No, Pepsi
because
doesn't have any godfather, godmother, but they're giving them the financial assistance
Yes,
that they
ma'am.
need. So sort of supporting the cricket team in all their financial needs. So, that's how you sponsor. So now let's come back to this word here again. Opponent and rival means something that's, again, something that doesn't go well, the clash, right? All of that. Against, basically against. Now, sponsor is when you support. You're giving them that assistance, or you're supporting that team. That is sponsor. Okay, so it's not a direct antonym, but however, if you were to choose in this set, then yes, the obvious antonym there is sponsor. Okay, right. Let's just quickly look at students here. This video is sponsored by Parley. Okay. Any other answer? Amit and Sumit are rivals. Okay. Sushma, I noticed your message. You're new here. Very good. Welcome to the session. So Maya says opponents usually have different views. Very nicely said, Maya. What is part of a machine? Not sure what that is, Satish. Right? Pepsi is financial support. Yes, Pepsi financially supports. Okay. Any other answer? Okay, right. So let's quickly show all your performance. We'll look at the leaderboard. I'll just call out the first three names. Hold on. Yes, so we have Rupa, Himanshu, and Raji. That's good. Good to see your active participation. I also want to, Saida, Maya, some of the common names that I can sort of recollect right now. You were good in participation both on the call and on the chat. So keep that going. With this, we'll stop for today, and I will see all of you tomorrow. All right. So thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.